Hello, everyone. You are watching KBVR TV. We are coming to you live from Linn-Benton Community College, the home of the Roadrunners. In this Northwest Athletic Conference matchup, we will see the Roadrunners facing off against the Mount Hood Saints. My name is Brad Whitman, and alongside me is Ben Blake. Ben, tell us a little bit about today's matchup.
This is a big home game for the Roadrunners, who are coming off of several away games. They had a tough last game against Southwestern Oregon Community College with a 62-59 win in double overtime. Mount Hood, on the other hand, is seeking to end their four-game streak of losses, coming back from their 83-45 game against Clackamas Community College.
Yeah, and this is the second matchup between Linn-Benton and Mount Hood this season. The last time these two teams met, Muriel Jones-Hoisington and Brooklyn Hankwitz led the Roadrunners with 14 points apiece. These contributions paved the way to a 50-42 victory for Linn-Benton. The Roadrunners are hoping for a repeat performance against Mount Hood here today. Now we'll go to our sideline reporter, Izzy Taylor. Izzy, can you tell us a bit about that game?
In that matchup, Marley Johnson, the team's leading scorer, had 11 points total and had 8 rebounds. She will be looking to help her team have their 8th win of the season here today. The Roadrunners, on the other hand, are looking for their 17th win of the season, where they are going towards their goal of being a top 16 ranked team, which will secure themselves a spot in the NWAC Conference Championship Tournament. I spoke to Coach Gibson earlier today, and he said from a win-lose perspective, we are not focused on winning or losing. We are simply focused on what we can control. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Izzy, and thank you, Linn-Benton Community College, for letting us produce this broadcast. Right now, in the Southern Conference, the Roadrunners are currently sitting at 3rd place, while the Saints are currently sitting in 6th. Only the top 16 teams in the NWAC will be able to play in the NWAC Championship Tournament this March. Both Linn-Benton and Mount Hood are looking to improve their chances here this afternoon.
Yes, and speaking of the tournament, as you mentioned, only the top 16 teams out of 35 get to go. Right now, Linn-Benton is on track with their 16-3 record so far this year, with 6-2 in the Southern Division. Mount Hood does need to win a few more games, as they are 7-11 overall currently, with 2-6 in the Southern Conference. The Linn-Benton team and coach have a goal to go to the tournament this year, and that would mark the first time that they've made the tournament since 2006.
It's looking like a great game ahead of us, Ben. We're going to pause for the national anthem, but when we come back, your starting lineups for Linn-Benton versus Mount Hood.
Women's basketball game featuring the Saints of Mount Hood Community College and your Linn-Benton Roadrunners. Before we move to today's starting lineup, we ask that you please rise for the playing of our national anthem.
Yeah. And now your starting lineups for the Mount Hood Saints versus Linn-Benton Roadrunners. For Mount Hood, the guards, number 2, Journey Kennard. Number 10, Sydney Knutson. number 22, Marley Johnson, and number 34, Kylie Hoyleman. And at forward, the 5'11 freshman, Michaela Patterson, number 15. And for the Linn-Benton Roadrunners, the guards, sophomore, number 5, Sabrina Albee, number 13, Muriel Jones-Hoisington, number 14, Jaden Ray, number 22, Kathleen Hale, and at forward, the 6-foot sophomore out of Astoria, Brooklyn Hankwitz.
Yeah, and out of those starting lineups, one of the big ones to watch is Kathleen Hale, who is currently ranked 4th in the entire conference for rebounding with 12.8 average rebounds.
Yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a very, very close one. And we know Linn-Benton to be a very, very defensive team. They're really good at getting up, getting those rebounds. They have one of the highest rebounds in the league. I believe they're currently 3rd or 4th in all of the NWAC with their rebounding as a team. Very, very solid defensively. We're going to be looking to see that utilized. I do believe head coach Jared Gibson did rely on that as a strategy going throughout. They're just going to be looking to play solid defense and really try and lock down Mount Hood.
Definitely. And for Mount Hood, one of the players to watch is Marley Johnson. As Izzy mentioned earlier, she currently has 14.8 points per game, leading the team by a significant margin. So Linn-Benton is going to have to get some stops on her if they are going to win this game.
And it does look like we are getting set for tip-off. It does look to be Michaela Patterson for Mount Hood facing off against Brooklyn Hankwitz, 5'11 versus 6 foot. Of course, both these teams going to be looking to take an early possession, try and build a lead early. Ball is up. It's going to be won by Hankwitz. Tosses it straight back to Sabrina Albee. We did see head coach Gibson was also looking for Mount Hood to pressure early around half court. Seeing the Roadrunners response here. Jaden Ray back over to Albee. Takes a couple of dribbles over to Jones-Hoisington. Snaps it back over to Jaden Ray. She's going to take a drive. Takes it down to the right side. Over the top of the rim. Is able to collect her own rebound. Resets the shot clock. Sabrina Albee over to Hankwitz. She's going to take a quick 2. This one just over the rim. Kathleen Hale tries to come away with a rebound. It looks like may have ended up with a foul instead.
And Mount Hood is coming out very aggressive against Linn-Benton today. That's what they knew they needed to do to push early in this game, and they were able to get some stops. So that was a successful start for them, I would say.
And we'll see how they continue. Kennard leading at point. Dishes it back across. Kennard once again with possession. Will hand it over to Knudsen. She takes a drive to the left side, looks for a pass out. At the top of the key, the drive. Dishes it back out to Kennard. Shot clock winding down on the drive as Hoyleman has no place to go. Shot clock at 2 seconds. She's just going to lob one up off the back iron. The rebound will come away with Linn-Benton. Jones-Hoisington rushing down the other end of the court. She's just going to take the layup herself. Sets it off the glass. Not able to put it away. Hankwitz grabs the rebound. Sends it over to Kathleen Hale. Back up to Jaden Ray. Roadrunners resetting. Jones-Hoisington. She's going to take a 3 from the right side. Off the right side of the rim and will fall out of bounds. Ball will head to the Saints. 1:20 gone. Still 0-0 scoreline.
Yeah, and right there was a great example on the Mount Hood possession for some of what Linn-Benton's great defense is, running the clock down to the very last second.
Now we're seeing ball control once again by Mount Hood. Toss down low. Hankwitz is covering Patterson. Shot is up and off. Linn-Benton once again coming away with the rebound. We were looking for this early on. Jaden Ray, it looks like, is going to get a foul. I believe it was Kylie Hoyleman pressured a little bit into close, tried to swipe away the steal. Ball will go back to Linn-Benton on the baseline. Going to be looking to reset the offense. Jaden Ray to inbounded movement from Albee. The rest of the offense disperses. We'll fire it over to Jones-Hoisington. She's going to take a drive. Kathleen Hale's out to her right. She's just going to take the lane herself, puts it off the glass, and we'll find the first points here tonight.
And that was a great look by.
Once again, tossed out. Sabrina Albee guarding close on Hoyleman. This one back out to Marley Johnson. Once again, one of the players to watch. Who will be out to Journey Conard. She fakes the first off the front of the rim. Rebound picked away by Jones-Hoisington. Taking it down the court once again. Now over to Jaden Ray. Takes a couple dribbles, gets tripped, still goes up to the rim. Jaden Ray looking for a foul, none called. Mount Hood looking to respond on the other side. Tight defense coming out from the Roadrunners. They're going to force a steal. Jaden Ray now in a 3v1 with Hale and Albany. Going to bounce pass it straight to Kathleen Hale. Sends it off the backboard once again, 4-0.
Right there, she considered her option of taking the shot, but went for the pass. Easy looks are what make the biggest difference in the game, and she did a great job on that assist.
A missed shot in the paint from Hoyleman. Linn-Benton looking to capitalize early, and it looks like this one was tapped away from Sabrina Albany and out of bounds. Ball once again back to Linn-Benton on the baseline. Have a 4-0 gap about 3 minutes into the first quarter. They're going to be looking to continue this run. We have talked a little bit about how basketball is a game of runs, and Linn-Benton's really good at stopping them and trying to force their own. Speaking of force, jump ball will be called down low. Actually, no, it looks like it's going to be a foul called instead. And the ball will go right back to Linn-Benton on the baseline again. Doing well, holding on to this possession. Mount Hood trying to do everything they can to get a stop. Jaden Ray now opting for the three. Jones-Hoisington, she's going to take a quick field goal opportunity. Rolls off the rim and away. Ball back to Mount Hood. Now another quick drive. This one's going to be taken advantage of. Marley Johnson, we mentioned her early on, gets the first points for the Saints here. Sabrina Albany responding immediately with a quick field goal of her own. 6-2. 6.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Now it's looking like Hoyleman taking it down the court. She's going to look for a drive to the right side. Rolls off the rim and away. Rebound picked up by Kathleen Hale. Jaden Ray looking for a drive herself. No place to go. A quick give off to Kathleen Hale. Puts up another two. 8-2. And Kathleen Hale's leading.
The give and go right there was something they've been doing again and again. They've been looking for each other on the team. They've been passing the ball. They've been creating space, and that's really showing that Linn-Benton is making the moves early in this game and able to create space against Mount Hood. Mount Hood is moving the ball and getting some good looks. They were able to get one in, and right now it just looks like it's the Linn-Benton defense that's tripping the Saints up.
Yeah, we're seeing them do very well, forcing the Saints into really awkward opportunities. And we've seen a couple kind of more desperate field goal opportunities as we've seen Kylie Hoyleman really try and throw some up when she gets into the paint. But Linn-Benton, of course, we know them for their defense, and they're doing a good job locking it down so far. But Kathleen Hale, we knew she was going to be a player to watch, already picking up 3 rebounds and has 4 points just in the first 4 minutes of play here. Going to be looking, of course, for more. Sabrina Albany, but another big piece, been getting open, already found herself with 2. Jones-Hoisington has been taking a lot of opportunities. She's 1 for 4 on her field goals, but of course, picking up those points is huge. Linn-Benton, they're looking solid right now. It's going to be interesting to see how Mount Hood choose to combat this as play continues.
Definitely.
But it will be ball back to the Saints on their own baseline, trying to work their way back in. Inbound it is Knudsen. Gives it over to Journey Kennard. She's going to take it down the court. Jones-Hoisington trying to guard her close. Marley Johnson now with possession. Screen comes out from Haley Meek, who's getting her first minutes of the game. And as well as Mackenzie Kosmicki for Mount Hood. Also seeing some rotations coming out for Linn-Benton as Madison Dukiewicz in for the Roadrunners. Quick three-point attempt comes through off the front of the rim. It was Haley Meek on the attempt. Rebound once again going to Linn-Benton. Sabrina Albany over to Dukiewicz. Back up to Jaden Ray. She's going to take a drive stop at the top of the key. Fires a 2 off both ends of the rim. Pops out. Saints back with possession. This one snapped across. Once again, some quick ball movement. And the 3 knocked down by Journey Kennard. Straight from the corner, bringing Mount Hood back within 1 possession. And Jaden Ray now with control for the Roadrunners. Back over to Jones-Hoisington. We did expect a 2-2-1 zone defense coming out from Mount Hood, and they are displaying it. 2 at the bottom of the key, 2 at the top of the key, and 1 up top. Jones Hoisington, she's going to attempt a 3. This one off the back iron away. That is Brooklyn Hankwich. It comes over with the rebound. Duckwicks fires a 2 from the free throw line, knocks it down, and the Roadrunners hit double digits first.
And that's a turnover you don't want to see. Travel without a lot of pressure. It gives the ball back to Linn-Benton, and they get another opportunity. Right now they have 4 points off of offensive rebounds, so Mount Hood's got to put a stop to those.
Now we're going to see the offense reset back up. Jones Hoisington over to Jaden Ray, trying to keep this possession with her. Jump ball might be forced. No, she's able to come away with it. But now it looks like a foul is instead going to be called on Mount Hood. Looks like a holding foul. The ball will go back to Linn-Benton. Mount Hood, they got to be careful of these fouls. 3 already in the first quarter. 4 minutes, 30 seconds to go. A quick bounce pass to Sabrina Albee. She puts up another 2. She's at 4 points, 2 for 2 on her field goals. Mount Hood looking to respond early. A 3-point attempt from Marley Johnson is just off the mark. And now another foul is going to be called. It looks like this one might be on Jaden Ray. Will be ball back to Mount Hood on their own baseline, trying to work down this deficit. Inbound pass will be out to Mackenzie Kosmicki. Immediately down to Kennard. A quick turnaround from the Saints. They're at 7.
That was a beautiful look. She created space. Kennard created space, and that opened the spot for her to get the pass there.
And now we do see a couple passes off the mark for the Roadrunners. It will head out of bounds. And with that, we are going to see a substitution. Kathleen Hale going to come in for Brooklyn Hankwich. She's going to get her first rest, as well as Ruby Krebs getting her first minutes in place of Jaden Ray. Mount Hood going to be looking to respond, but now Hale, the top rebounder for the Roadrunners, back on the court. A quick drive comes through, but a block from Ruby Krebs. It looks like there was a bit of contact and a foul called early. Actually, it looks like it was just out of bounds instead. Either way, play will resume immediately. A good move from Kosmicki, not quite able to put up the opportunity, and now it looks like that's going to be a violation on Sydney Knudsen. Actually, no, once again, it looks like it's going to be called a foul on Linn-Benton, or I believe just an out of bounds, but the ball will go back to Mount Hood once again.
I think they called that a clean block.
And now we will see another drive attempt, dishes it back out. This attempt coming out of Johnson. She's going to put it off the glass. Jones Hoisington comes away with the rebound. Mount Hood had a good little run there, 12-7. Now Ruby Krebs, she's going to come off the contact and sink the shot. We will see if they count it. The contact was a little bit before the shot, but it looks like they're going to give it to her and call it an and one. Ruby Krebs taking the contact and still finding the points. Oh, and it looks like the officials may have had some miscommunication, as instead of the free throw formation, they're going to send Ruby Krebs down to the baseline to inbound it for the Roadrunners. She will over to Jones Hoisington, takes a drive, puts it up with the right hand, finds another quick layup, 14-7.
We've seen a lot of those points in the paint so far this game by Linn-Benton, and that's something that the Roadrunners are just really, really doing well and able to push through the defense for.
A good put up there by Mackenzie Kosmicki. Was able to get past Duckwicks on the block. Now Ruby Krebs in the corner, back over to Jones Hoisington. Sends it over to Sabrina Albee. Gathers the dribble, back over to Jones Hoisington. Takes a couple of dribbles towards the key. A dangerous pass from Duckwicks. The Saints get a hand on it. It will be a turnover. We've seen a couple of those somewhat risky pass opportunities from the Roadrunners that have just resulted in quick turnovers. Now Linn-Benton back on defense. This ball right back down to Kosmicki. She loses a hand on it. Will head straight to Sabrina Albee. Driving down the court immediately, trying to stop her dribble. And it looks like this one was stripped away by Mackenzie Kosmicki and out of bounds, but was able to prevent the layup. And it looks like now we're seeing Killy Hoyleman enter back in for the Saints. I believe we're also seeing Brooklyn Hankwitz back in for Duke-UX, and now another dangerous pass. This one out of Kathleen Hale. Hankwitz was still able to come away with it. Jones-Hoisington, she's going to take the three. This one banked in, rolled around the rim, still fell through. The three knocked down by Muriel Jones-Hoisington makes it 17-9. Now it looks like Mount Hood, they're going to take a three-point opportunity of their own. This one just skips off the back of the rim and away. Another opportunity, this one from Haley Meek off the back of the rim. Once again, this one bounces forward and into the hands of Kathleen Hale. Jones-Hoisington, bounce pass to Sabrina Albee. Back over to Jones-Hoisington. Sends it over to Krebs. She's going to take a three from the top of the mark. This one going to be aired out to the right. Put up attempt. Once again, Sabrina Albee comes away with the rebound, fakes the three. Back over to Jones-Hoisington. Now Albee looking for a way in, gives it over to Hankwitz. She's going to take a right-handed hook. It will fall off the glass. This one going to be stripped away, but a foul looks like it's going to be called.
You can really see the impact that Linn-Benton has with their rebounding skills. They're getting so many positions from the rebounding on both the offensive end and the defensive end.
And now we're seeing another rotation from Mount Hood. Looks like Brianna Lewis, the 5'3" freshman guard, getting her first minutes. Marley Johnson, a pass over, and it looks like that one stripped away cleanly by Sabrina Albee, but Marley Johnson gets up quickly and blocks the pass. Backed into a corner, she gives it over to Lewis. Now sends it back out. A pass from Haley Meek just over the head of Hoyleman, and will head out of bounds. Another substitution coming in from Mount Hood. It looks like they're going to bring back in Journey Kennard. They're really switching up their rotation. Play continues here. Jones-Hoisington back over to Jaden Ray. To Jones-Hoisington once again. You see Hankwitz forcing her way towards the pink. Kathleen Hale comes away with the offensive rebound, but a block once again from Mount Hood. Going to force possession to go the other way. This one sent across. Now Hoyleman with possession, trying to make this perhaps the final possession of the quarter. 16 seconds to go. Hoyleman really just stalling out this clock, waiting for an opportunity to make a play. Johnson signaling for some movement. Hoyleman going to take a spin move, tries to put it up with the right hand, ends up going over the rim and away. 6 seconds for the Roadrunners to make a play. Deep pass over to Ruby Krebs. She's going to have to take the quick two from the left side. Sinks it at the buzzer. That marks the quarter 19-9.
Some really solid play this first quarter. Both teams coming out very aggressive, making some good ball movement. A few turnovers on both sides, but overall, really great play.
We're going to head down to our sideline reporter, Izzy. Izzy, what did you see?
Thanks, guys. Well, it's very exciting down here with the Roadrunners just hitting that three-pointer buzzer. It's super exciting, and they now hold a commanding 10-point lead, which we've seen the Roadrunners starting lineup just come out and really smash this Mountain Hood defense. It's been really cool to see. I was able to talk to Coach Gibson before the game, and I asked him, what in terms of game plan, how does it change compared to last time that they played Mount Hood? And he said, we use a very similar game plan, but we have tweaked a few things defensively, which we normally do the second time we play a team. And I also got to talk to Mount Hood Coach Brown, and I asked him, it's been a tough few weeks for you on the road. How have you been able to refocus your team for today's game? And he said, I just told my team not to ride the roller coaster, to keep turning the page and treat every game like it's a new one. Thanks, guys. Back to you.
A great first quarter being played. Linn-Benton lead at 19-9, a 10-point gap but it does feel closer, Ben. I mean, we saw some good plays on both sides. Journey Kennard leading the Saints, Muriel Jones-Hoisington leading the Roadrunners, but it was still a very, very close first quarter.
It was. And one of the things that I had talked about before the game was Kathleen Hale. And already she has 6 rebounds. And that's impressive as it's at the end of the first quarter, and she's already got half of her average.
And now, once again, the game resumes here in the second quarter. Linn-Benton have possession. They'll be looking to start back early. Kathleen Hale with the dribble, getting pressured close by Brianna Lewis. This one out to Jones-Hoisington. She's going to take another 3. This one off the back iron. Rebound tapped off the hands of a Saints player. Back over to Hankwitz. She sets one off the glass, just off the mark now. Journey Kennard rushing down the court. That one stripped away. It was Krebs who was able to hold on to it, but it will end up being a turnover, I believe. Excuse me, as the ball will go right back to Mount Hood. And now we're going to see Kennard try and set up another play. She's going to give it over to Marley Johnson. Takes a couple dribbles, being guarded close by Kathleen Hale. Johnson takes the 3. This one pops off the back iron. Hankwitz not able to gather the rebound. Of course, drawing in close. Not able to put it away. It was Michaela Patterson. Linn-Benton looking to answer back. Hankwitz back over to Jones-Hoisington. Snaps it over to Ray. She's going to take a couple dribbles back up to Jones-Hoisington. Now she's looking for a drive. Finds her way through for a moment off the right side of the rim. And it looks like that was off the hand of a Saints player. Ball right back to Linn-Benton. And I got to say, Ben, this is looking like the exact start we saw in the first quarter.
It does. Both teams are coming off very aggressive, pushing the ball fast and passing a lot, trying to get the open looks, and playing a lot of really good defense. It's going to come down to the defense in this game.
As we saw another tough opportunity there for Jaden Ray. Mount Hood able to stand strong. Now Marley Johnson, she's going to take a 2-point opportunity, but it looks like a shooting foul will be called as she went for it. You can see she kind of got tripped up from the side, and she will get 2 attempts from the charity stripe now. Seeing a substitution, Madison Dukiewicz coming in for Brooklyn Hankwitz. Of course, Hankwitz currently at 2 personal fouls already this game. Do not want to add those on too late. First shot opportunity just missed by Johnson. Second one is up just off the left side of the rim. A good rebound coming out of Sydney Knutson. Now a 3-point opportunity on the other side. It was aired out. No, it might have been a pass. It was tough to tell.
It was tough to tell, but an open 3 look with a followed with an offensive rebound. They got to make those if they're gonna get back in this.
Now Dukiewicz going to take a quick field goal opportunity as we're seeing a foul come down. It looks like Kathleen Hale might have accidentally pushed over a Saints player. And that will bring in another substitution. We're going to see Marley Johnson get some rest. And Mackenzie Kosmicki going to step in at her place. Score still 19-9. 2 minutes gone here in the second quarter. Ball right back to the Saints. We see another substitution, this time from Linn-Benton. We're seeing Hallie Romig. She's getting her first time, this time in place of Kathleen Hale. A tough player to substitute out, but we're seeing a travel now. This one out of Michaela Patterson. Just took a couple and a small step while pivoting, but that's really all it needs for an official to call that travel. Pressure once again coming out from Linn-Benton. Ruby Krebs over to Jones-Hoisington, back over to Ray. Sees Dukiewicz. Jones-Hoisington finds a little bit of space, and now a massive collision comes out. And it looks like it's going to end up being a foul called on Mira Jones-Hoisington. Now we're seeing Linn-Benton start to stack up the fouls. About 2.5 minutes already elapsed here in the second quarter. 3 team fouls already for Linn-Benton. They got to be careful. They don't want to get in that bonus range.
They got to slow their game down. They're pushing a little too fast right now. But it is working for them as they're still ahead.
Now Jaden Ray Back over to Jones Holdington, down to Duckwick. She's just going to take a quick two from the free throw line. This one falls through. The Roadrunners hit 20, 21-9. Mount Hood still looking to bring their way back in. Hoyleman, a pass back over to Kosmicki, back over to Hoyleman. Takes a step. Is it back to Kosmicki, looking for a way through. Takes a couple steps in the paint. Over to Kennard. Now back over. Now pass opportunity down low to Patterson. It will fall through. Good pass and shot from Knudsen to Patterson. Play continues. Ruby Krebs takes it down into the corner. Jones Hoisington back over to Ray. Takes a couple of dribbles, getting pressured quickly. Jones Hoisington down to Duckwick. She's going to take another two from the free throw line. It's up and good. Madison Duckwick knocking down another field goal.
It looks like Mount Hood is slowing their game down and calling some plays, so we'll see if they can get some more points on the board.
We are seeing some movement in the backcourt. This one will go right back up. Journey Kennard now. A fake attempt from Kosmicki, but not able to keep a hold of the ball. It will be a turnover. Back to Jones Hoytensen. Takes a couple dribbles, spin moves, dishes it right back out to Duckwick. Not need to be careful, and it will be an over and back violation as it is tapped past midcourt. And it looks like the officials might actually take a moment to discuss it to see if it was off the hand of a Mount Hood player. And they will declare that the case. Ball will go back to Linn-Benton at the sideline as we see some more substitutions coming through. I believe we're seeing Hallie Meek come in as well as Marley Johnson come back in. I believe Sabrina Albee returning in place of Ruby Krebs. Will inbound it back to Jones Hoisington, back out over to Albee. Once again, getting pressured quickly by the Saints defense. Jones Hoisington now over to Jane Ray. Trying to dribble her way in, but a jump ball is going to be called immediately. And that will end up being a ball right back to Linn-Benton on the baseline.
The Saints really needed that stop, and they were pressuring enough to be able to get a jump ball. So that's a good look for them on the defensive side.
Jones Hoisington back over to Duckwick, hands it off to Jaden Ray. Dribbles it towards that left side, tries to put it up with the left hand, ends up hitting the bottom side of the rim. Rebound picked up by Mount Hood, back over to Kennard. Now to Marley Johnson. Taking her steps, fires it right back over to Kennard. This is it right back to Meek. Johnson pass out. The three-point opportunity is there, and it's taken, but it's going to be aired out by Journey Kennard. Rebound back to Linn-Benton once again, trying to extend this 12-point lead. Quick shot from Sabrina Albee off the front of the rim and over. The Saints once again gathering possession with an opportunity on offense. Marley Johnson, she's going to take a three-point opportunity. Almost found the bank. Not able to in the end. Once again, the Roadrunners regaining possession. Seems to just be a back and forth here. Ball pass down to Jaden Ray once again. Jones Hoisington just keeping the ball controlled from beyond the arc. Sabrina Albee now down to Hallie Romig. She's trying to find her way through. Puts it up with the right hand. Will force a foul. She will get an opportunity from the free throw line now to try and get some time in. And it looks like we will see a substitution now. Kelly Hoyleman coming back in, but that being said, that will bring us to immediate timeout here in the second quarter. We're going to cut to a quick break, but when we come back, more basketball versus Mount Hood and Linn-Benton.
Oregon State Student Media, KBVR TV, is here broadcasting today's basketball game on their YouTube site. I want to thank them for their participation and appreciate them being our broadcast partner for today. You can check out the replay of today's game on their YouTube site, KBVR TV on YouTube. Thank you. We also want to make you aware that at halftime, LBCC Student Leadership will be running a fan appreciation contest. If your free throws warmed up, they'll be able to win great prizes today. Thank you.
That was solid. You're doing a great job. Thank you.
That's why I got a Glock, I got a 10. Now check these checks. I flooded out my pad with the gas. I cut Tiffany for jail. Need to get myself.
And play resumes here. 2 free throws for Hallie Romig after the last foul. She's going to sink the first one, trying to build this lead more and more for Linn-Benton. Still 4 minutes, 45 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Second free throw is up off the back iron. Rebound going to be picked up by Hallie Meek. We'll just hand it off to Hoyleman. Back over to Knudsen now. Hoyleman and Knudsen exchanging. We'll give it over to Johnson. Snaps a pass it back down to Hoyleman. She's going to find her way to the glass. Puts up a quick 2. Brings the deficit back down to 11.
That was a beautiful pass inside, right under the basket.
Really found the opportunity down low now. Sabrina Albie. Pass over to Romig. Lainey Snelling now in for Linn-Benton as well as point. She's going to take a dribble. Will be able to dish it off to Duckwig. Not much of an angle to go for there. Now it looks like a travel will be called on Michaela Patterson as she came to a stop there, moving her feet a little bit too quickly. And it will be a turnover back to Linn-Benton. Lainey Snelling, the freshman guard out of Sherwood, trying to lead things here for Linn-Benton. Ball will be to Jaden Ray. Back over to Sabrina Albie. Now once again to Ray. She's going to take a dribble. Stops at the top of the key. Takes a quick 2. Off the back iron. Rolls in and out. Mount Hood back with possession. Pass quickly down once again to Hoyleman. Looking for an opportunity. Lainey Snelling guarding close. Back to Hallie Meek. Now snap down to the corner. Marley Johnson. She's going to take a quick 2. But it looks like it won't count as a charging call. Will be enforced. I believe it was Johnson charged Hallie Romig as she was looking for that drive. Another turnover coming out from the Saints. Ball back to Linn-Benton, and they're going to be looking to capitalize. Another quick dribble from Lainey Snelling, not able to keep a handle on the possession. Mount Hood forcing a turnover on the other side. Sydney Knudsen, she's just going to take the layup, but it rolls out. Lainey Snelling only standing at 5'6", but able to come away with that rebound. Over to Sabrina Albie. Back over to Snelling. Now Jaden Ray to Dukiewicz. We've seen her been pretty efficient there from that free throw line. Able to take advantage of those opportunities when they're given. Snelling. Now over to Albie. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Snelling. Back over to Jaden Ray. She's going to be looking for a drive. She fires it with her right hand. Will just fall over the rim. Ball back to Mount Hood. Knudsen down low. Hallie Romig is able to intercept. Good vision, able to take away that quick 2-point opportunity.
The defense on both sides, but especially Mount Hood right now, is locking down the Roadrunners. They've only been able to get 5 points so far this quarter, and that really shows that Mount Hood's putting the brakes on for them.
Another opportunity put up by Hoyleman. It will be tapped out by Mount Hood. Ball once again right back to Linn-Benton. Coming in for the Roadrunners is Sienna Hartle, freshman guard out of Junction City, getting her first time in. As we'll see Jones Hoisington return in place of Snelling. Toss straight up to Jaden Ray. Back over to Jones Hoisington in the corner. Sees Sabrina Albie up top, fires, and she will fire a 3. This one just off the mark to the right side. Mount Hood comes away with a rebound. Johnson back up, takes possession. Now Hoyleman going to take a 3 from the left side. This one aired out around the rim, and it looks like it will be kept in bounds by Patterson. Gives it over to Meek. Now Hoyleman taking opportunity with the drive with the right hand. It will go off the back iron. Romig comes away with the rebound. Jones Hoisington resetting her offense. Gathering here. Back over to Sabrina Albie. Now Jones Hoisington. It will be a pass out to Romig. A high arc field goal attempt. This one just falls over the front rim and away. A pass intercepted by Sienna Hartle. By Jones Hoisington. It looks like a foul will be called on Haley Meek of Mount Hood as we see a flurry of substitutions come through for the Saints. Lots of players getting some time here. It will be Brianna Lewis trying to guard close. Now Jaden Ray looking for a drive, loses control once again. Another turnover coming out from Linn-Benton. Saints able to capitalize. Boylman gives it over to Kosmicki. She's going to take a deep three. This one off the front of the rim. The rebound will be collected by Jones-Hoisington. Once again, we're seeing Brianna Lewis guarding close, looking for a steal now. Jane Ray able to get it over to Jones-Hoisington. Sabrina Albee from the corner doesn't take the three. Instead, going to move up a little closer, take a quick two, tries to gather her own rebound. Unable to, heads out of bounds. Ball right back to Mount Hood.
We've really seen some intensity on the Mount Hood defense, like I was saying, and Patterson especially is putting a lot of effort into getting some stops, keeping the ball with the Saints, and making sure that her team is able to get shots off.
Three-point opportunity put up by Mackenzie Kosmicki off the mark. Now Jones-Hoisington getting pressured. Whistle is blown, and it will be a timeout being called by Linn-Benton. Of course, we did see Jared Gibson, the head coach of the Roadrunners, seeing his point guard under pressure there a little bit, able to gather. Just under 30 seconds to go here in the first half. The Roadrunners still leading by 11. We've seen a very quiet quarter here for the offense. We've really seen the defensives thrive here. And Mount Hood, they've been looking very, very solid at putting a stop to the offense, but they really need to fire up their own if they want to make this comeback. Absolutely.
They've been pushing hard on the defensive end. Now they just need to get a few shots in, a few more good looks, and they'll be right back in this. The Roadrunners need to keep up what they're doing and get some more shots in. They've gone cold on the offensive end, scoring only 5 points so far, and compared to their 19 in the first quarter. So they need to get a few more in if they're gonna be able to keep this up.
And I think we're seeing, Mount Hood minimizing their turnovers as well. We did see Linn-Benton put up 9 points forced off of turnovers. Those have slowed a little bit, and it looks like turnover almost caused once again. We have seen Brianna Lewis being a threat with those steals, was able to tap that one out of bounds. Ball will go back to the Roadrunners on the sideline. Jaden Ray to inbound it. The split happens. It will be straight to Hallie Romig. Once again, losing her dribble, trying to come away with it. Jump ball might be called. No, it will get away. Mount Hood rushing down the court. And now this one left out, and it looks like a foul is going to be called. I believe it will end up being called on Muriel Jones-Hoisington, as it looks like we are going to see a substitution in. Lainey Snelling will come back in for the final 8.8 seconds. It will be Journey Kennard at the free throw line, trying to bring this game back within a single-digit deficit. First shot up off the back iron and away. At least a chance to make it 24-14 before the half. Takes her dribble, second shot up. This one off the left side. And Ben able to come away with the rebound. They're going to be looking for some extra points here, but Sienna Hartle not able to maintain possession. Stripped away once again. A deep three by Kennard. It will skip off the backboard and away. Buzzer sounds. Brings a close to the second quarter and the first half here at Linn-Benton Community College. Linn-Benton continue to lead 24-13 over Mount Hood. We're going to cut to a quick break, but when we come back, a little halftime show, and then the second half between Mount Hood and Linn-Benton. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone, to Linn-Benton Community College. Halftime's about to wrap up. Score still remains Linn-Benton 24, Mount Hood 13. We saw a very defensive last quarter, but we are going to cut to our sideline reporter. Izzy, over to you.
Hey guys, well, Linn-Benton leads by 11 points after the first half, and I got a chance to talk with Coach Gibson at the halftime mark, and he said the team did a really good job defensively, but he really wants the team to act with more intent and be more purposeful on their offense side. So it's going to be really interesting to see how the second half plays out. Mount Hood is hanging in there, so it's going to be a tight game, and there's a lot more basketball to come. Back to you guys.
And we're very excited to get the second half underway. I mean, the first quarter, there was a lot of action, Ben. We saw 19-9 Linn-Benton leading, but this last quarter, it was 4-5 in the quarter, leaving the score at 24-13. What do you have to say about that?
It was absolute defensive lockdown on both sides of the court. Like just about every possession had a defensive stop, except for the ones that gave points. On that note, they can't be giving up the easy turnovers. There were several travels. Several times the ball just got thrown away. They got on both sides of the court, both teams need to tighten things up, make those open looks, and make better ball movement. And then look for the open looks and then get them in. It sounds easy, but just getting the open looks and getting a good shot off of the open look. They had several opportunities with open space with shots. The ball just didn't go in. So both teams hope that they can get the ball in on this half.
Yeah, we know Linn-Benton to be a very defensive team, of course, one of the top three in all of the NWAC. But Mount Hood, we've seen them doing very, very well with the defense they brought to the floor. They're using a 2-2-1 zone defense, which means two players at the bottom of the key, two at the top, and one at the top of the arc, really just managing everything. And we've seen the Roadrunners struggling to really pierce through it. We have seen a couple pull-up opportunities. Madison Dukiewicz was a good player who was able to do that. She got herself to the free throw line, took a pass, and then just quickly put up a couple two-pointers. I believe she was 3 for 5 after that quarter. Yeah, 6 points total. She also picked up 2 rebounds. Jones Hoisington, another notable player for the Roadrunners, of course, leading in almost all categories except rebounds, where she's behind by 1. She's got 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 7 points, shooting 3 for 9 on her field goals and putting the only three-pointer away for Linn-Benton.
And then on the flip side, you have Journey Kennard, who's got 5 points, shooting 2 for 6 from the field, and she has 1 three-pointer in the books. And Kylie Hoyleman has 1 for 9, and so one thing that they've got to work on when they get the ball to her is just making sure that she can get the ball in. She's getting the looks. She just needs to make the shot.
Yeah, we're going to be looking for more gathered possessions and offensive opportunities coming out of the Saints. We'll see if they're able to bring it to them. Third quarter underway. A quick 2-point attempt just missed by Michaela Patterson. Ball back to Linn-Benton. A drive from Jaden Wright, almost able to find the basket with that put-up. Rebound collected by Kylie Hoyleman. Taking her possession, looking for a pass. Will send it over to Kennard. Taking her time, snaps it all the way across the court. Now down low, of course, to Marley Johnson, a player we mentioned a lot in the pregame. This one back over to Kennard once again. Shot clock winding down for Hoyleman. Back over to Kennard. Now Hoyleman's just going to take a 3 from the corner. It skips off both ends of the rim. Rebound collected by Kathleen Hale. Gives it back up to Jones Hoisington. Deep pass to Hankwitz off the board. Not quite close to the rim, but it will be tapped out of bounds. Looked like Kathleen Hale tried to strip it away. Ball back to Mount Hood. They're going to be looking to take advantage of those opportunities when Linn-Benton aren't able to put up points. They're still down 11. They need to really try and break down that lead. Pass back over to Marley Johnson. Now to Kennard once again. Has Kosmicki to her left. Will give it up to Patterson. Back up to Marley Johnson. To Knutson once again. Now pass down low to Marley Johnson. Good inside pass from Mount Hood. They bring the gap back down to single digits.
That was one of those good defensive penetrations that haven't shown up much, but when they do, you got to make them count, and Mount Hood just did.
Now we're seeing Linn-Benton using that bit of a height advantage down low with Hale and Hankwitz. 3-point attempt from Jones-Hoisington, going to be off wide. Now Cindy Knudsen, this pass is going to be out. Just released it a little bit early with the right hand. Was looking for Journey Kennard around the yard. Fires it out of bounds, 24-15. Just under 8 minutes to go here in the third quarter. We're seeing a quick press come in by Knudsen. Forces a dangerous pass. And then a big fake comes through. A great play being transitioned by Michaela Patterson. Forced the steal and then got the layup as well after the fake. Brings it within 7. Now jump ball being called there. It was Jones-Hoisington and Oilman. Ball will go right back to Linn-Benton on the sideline. Still leading 24-17, trying to hold on to Mount Hood. Showing lots of life here in this latter half. Jaden Ray losing possession here. Another turnover, but it actually will be picked up by Sabrina Albee. Dangerous pass over to Jaden Ray. Will be picked up by Jones-Hoisington. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Albee taking a dribble, running out of time. Just going to take one step and shoot. It will be picked right back up by Mount Hood. Once again, we're seeing them really forcing some awkward opportunities out of Linn-Benton. Oilton tries an opportunity. Hankwitz, a clean block. It looked like Oilman was looking for a call, wasn't going to find one. And with that, we're going to see a substitution in. Ruby Krebs coming in for Jane Ray and Madison Dukiewicz coming in for Brooklyn Hankwitz. Inbound pass will be straight to Patterson. Takes her dribble, and it will be a double dribble. She ended up bouncing it twice, picked it up, bounced it once again, and will be a turnover. And those just can't happen here when a game is this close. Now Ruby Krebs with possession. Jones-Hoisington. Back over to Albee. Jones-Hoisington looking for a drive perhaps. She puts it up with the right hand off the front of the rim. Rebound once again going to the Saints. And now they're looking to transition for a counterattack. Another one put up by Michaela Patterson. Working well in the paint for the Saints.
And that brings it within 5. That's a good run by Mount Hood with some good defensive stops.
Now with that, we're going to see how Linn-Benton respond here. 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Mount Hood bringing themselves back. Dukiewicz, another shot attempt from the free throw line. This one off, and now a mistake on the pass, a miscommunication between Oilman and I believe Patterson as that one heads out of bounds. We are going to see a substitution come through. It looks like we are going to see Michaela Patterson get some rest as Haley Meek comes in. Ruby Krebs, the inbound pass over to Jones-Hoisington. Fires it immediately over to Albee. Back across Jones-Hoisington. Now over to Kathleen Hale. Dukiewicz getting pressure. She's able to put up a shot, force a foul, and she's going to get 2 attempts from the charity stripe.
Impressive on how close she was in that shot with how much contact she had between the two players.
Able to give herself a little bit of a better opportunity here. A chance to try and widen this gap before it gets too close. Takes her 2 dribbles, fires the first. This one is going to be good. Madison Dukiewicz, of course, a very, very solid field goal shooter, known for the high arc she gets on her lob, is able to get a lot of height under her shots, but they still it just makes them look more pretty when they fall in. Second shot is up off the front of the rim, falls. She picks up 2 there off the free throws. Now Hood going to be looking to answer back. And now another mistake comes in the ball handling. This one, Journey Kennard not able to hold on to that.
Back-to-back turnovers. That's not a good look for Mount Hood, but they have They need to get a defensive stop here and not turn it over. They had some momentum. They just got to follow through with it.
Now we're seeing Linn-Benton trying to capitalize on that high pressure. And this one, Ruby Krebs just got a little bit too much under, ended up firing that pass out of bounds. Now turnover back the other way, Mount Hood trying to break through this full court pressure we're seeing. We're seeing a bit of a zone following Mount Hood down the court. This one handed back to Oilman. Takes a couple of dribbles. Jones-Hoisington trying to block close, spin move, puts it up with the right hand. This one going to skip off the back iron, falls through. Mount Hood now at 21. They're back within 5. Ruby Krebs and Jones-Hoisington exchanging passes. Jones-Hoisington now gives it over to Sabrina Albee. Kathleen Hale looking for a pass down low. Jones-Hoisington attempting the drive. Now to Hale. Snaps it back to Dukiewicz. She's going to take the 3. There's the arc off the right side of the rim. Not able to fall through. But it looks like this one was off the hand of Sabrina Albee. And that will be ball right back to Mount Hood.
It's another defensive stop by Mount Hood.
I mean, we're seeing some very, very close contention here. I mean, Mount Hood, they are doing a great job really shutting it down. I mean, the score in this quarter, Mount Hood has put up 8 points. Linn-Benton has only found 2 points, 4:49 on the clock. So just over 5 minutes. Linn-Benton, a very, very high-scoring team. I believe on average they put away 66.2 points per game and currently sitting at 2 that quarter, 26 here through the first half of the third. They're going to be looking for more, but Mount Hood, their defense has really stepped it up.
Yeah, it was that defensive pressure that I was talking about mixed with making shots, and Mount Hood is right back in the game. They need to control a few of their turnovers, but and not get as many times where they're throwing the ball out or losing the ball. They need to stop and control a little more.
Yeah, we did see a bigger gap. I did believe it was at sitting around 11 points was the biggest gap we saw, and they brought it right back within 5 in almost no time flat. But that being said, of course, they're going to be looking for more. We have seen a very clean third quarter so far. Only one team foul being recorded, and it was a shooting foul coming out from Mount Hood. But Linn-Benton, they're trying to restore this dominant lead, and we'll see if they can do it here. Ruby Krebs to inbound it for the Roadrunners, gives it immediately to Madison Dukiewicz, takes a couple dribbles, back over to Albee, down low, Brooklyn Hankwitz back in the game, tries to tap off the glass, and that one skips off her wrist. Hankwitz questions the official about it. He's not going to change his mind. Play still stands. And now the Saints, once again, a chance to bring this game within one possession. Johnson over to Hoylman. Now back across to Haley Meek. Hoylman, she's going to take a drive. Bounce pass to Johnson. Bounce pass to Mackenzie Kosmicki. Forces a shooting foul. And Mount Hood are looking very threatening.
It's the intensity that they're bringing to the game right now. They're pushing hard. They're making clean passes, and they're just breaking through the defense that Linn-Benton's putting up. Linn-Benton needs to lock down, get a little tighter on the defense, and have the intensity on that end of the floor that they were having early on in the game.
Yeah, so far the free throws haven't been the strongest suit coming out from Mount Hood. They're currently 1 for 6 on the day so far. Of course, going to be looking to improve that as perhaps more fouls come through. But now they're back within 4. Hankwitz to Krebs. She's going to take a 3 from beyond the arc. This one skips off the front of the rim. Rebound picked up by Kosmicki. Another opportunity for Mount Hood to answer back. Hoylman back out. Now it will be Marley Johnson. She's going to take a 3. It is good. Marley Johnson, the sophomore, puts another one away and brings Mount Hood back within 1.
That was what Mount Hood needed at that moment to get back in. We'll see if they can get a stop here or if Linn-Benton can get back in.
Bounce pass to Ruby Krebs. Hankwitz is able to actually gather one before it goes out of bounds. Sabrina Albee back over to Hankwitz. Had a tough time gathering it, but she will draw a foul. Brooklyn Hankwitz, of course, using that 6-foot stature to her advantage, really trying to put in some more pressure. And that being said, I mean, we've seen Brooklyn Hangwood. She's been a little bit quieter as of tonight. Hasn't put up any points on the board yet. Does have 4 rebounds. She will find her first point there from the charity stripe. Is looking to be very close, but could put Mount Hood back out by 3 if she's able to sink this second. It is up off both ends of the rim, but is good. Putting pressure right back on Mount Hood. Oilman now back over to Michaela Patterson, getting pressure down into that corner, being swarmed, and a jump ball will be called. I believe it will go right back to Mount Hood. Trying to keep up the pressure.
And right there, you saw the Linn-Benton defense really lock down on Mount Hood's offense. And that's probably because of how many points they've given up so far this quarter to Mount Hood. They know they need to get some stops, otherwise they're going to lose control of this game.
And now we're going to see an offensive foul on Mount Hood. I believe that will be on Kylie Oilman. Once again, total score 28-25, the Beaks lead, but quarter score, Mount Hood leads Linn-Benton 12-4. So they've had a very big comeback quarter, earning themselves 8 points back. We talked about how they were trying to break down that lead. That's exactly what they're doing. Some quick ball movement, though, from the Roadrunners. 2-point opportunity from Sabrina Albee, just off the mark. Rebound, it will go right back to the Saints. Mackenzie Kosmicki taking it down court, looks for the lane, tries to pass it out. A great block and play by Brooklyn Hankwitz. Able to put her arms up, limit opportunities. Now Jones Hoisington for 3. It is good. Muriel Jones Hoisington, the point leader now. She's got 10, finds her second 3-pointer. And that will put the Roadrunners back up 2 possessions. Quick spin move comes out from Kylie Hoilman. Once again, off the rebound, ball will go back to Linn-Benton. Foul called as well on Mount Hood. As we see some substitutions, Kathleen Hale going to come back in for Madison Dukiewicz. Now we're seeing 2 substitutions from Mount Hood as well. We are seeing Brianna Lewis enter back in. But Linn-Benton doing well, getting back a 6-point gap. Bounce pass to Ruby Krebs, getting pressured immediately by Lewis. And now forces a missed pass. It will be picked up by Kennard. Over to Marley Johnson. Now a 3-point being taken quickly by Kosmicki. Rebound picked up by Patterson as well. Kennard fires it over to Johnson. Back over to Kosmicki. Getting pressured in that corner by Jones Hoisington. She's going to take a dribble, gets blocked by Hankwitz. She thought it was clean, but the call will stand. And Mackenzie Kosmicki will head to the free throw line.
There was some really good ball movement by Mount Hood right there. Moving the ball around the arc, making sure that the open players get it, and taking the shots that you needed to get. And Linn-Benton just wasn't quite able to get the defense on them. But overall, they had some good. It was a good possession for Mount Hood.
And after that first free throw, we're going to see a substitution as Madison Dukiewicz comes in for Brooklyn Hankwitz. Now off the rebound. It will be off the hands of Kathleen Hale, not able to gather. But it will bring up another substitution as we see Brooklyn Walters, the freshman guard out of Vernonia, get her first time in. Vernania. The Mount Hood going to be looking for another. It is put up once again by Mackenzie Kosmicki. She finds her 5th point of the game, currently 2 for 8 from the field. Ball back over to Albany, now to Kathleen Hale. Dukiewicz waiting on the far side. Kathleen Hale tries to do it herself. Will force a foul going for that layup. Minute 37 to go here in the third quarter. Mount Hood still trailing by 4, but Kathleen Hale a chance to make it more here with these free throws.
And you can see how the intensity of this game has just gone up in the last few minutes. more aggression on the offensive and defensive side, more fouls, and you're seeing more points on the board as well, compared to the second quarter where there was so much defense on both sides and not as much offensive intensity.
A lot of contact coming out from that play. It looked like that ball was stripped away from Dickiewicz, ended up in the hands of a Mount Hood player, but then she seemed to fall down, and that did lead to a travel. So ball will go right back to Linn-Benton on the baseline. This pass hitting the bottom of the backboard, and it looks like a violation will be called, and it will end up being a turnover. Ball will be in possession of Mount Hood once again. A chance to bring it back down to a one-possession game here. As we're seeing Marley Johnson take it down the court, tap for a moment. Brianna Lewis able to come away with it. Fires a pass down into the corner. It was Mackenzie Kosmicki. Kathleen Hale with possession over to Jones Hoiston, being guarded close by Lewis. She's able to force her way down to the arc, but loses possession. Marley Johnson able to come away with it, looking for the counterattack. Sends it out once again. It's Kennard, the three-point off the back iron. Patterson with the rebound, trying to work her way back to the paint. Will force, no, it will be a travel. The points don't count. Less than a minute to go here in the third quarter. 31-27. Mount Hood still trails. And Ben looking for an opportunity here. It looks like a foul is going to be called. I believe it was on a Mount Hood player signaling for a push. And that will put Linn-Benton in the bonus. The fifth team foul this quarter for Mount Hood. 48 seconds on the clock, and Kathleen Hale will go to the free throw line.
Kathleen Hale has 10 rebounds right now in the game, too short of her season average.
She will knock down the second one. After not being able to quite sink the first, will make it a 5-point gap. Mount Hood trying to win back any points they can here at the back half of this quarter. Boylman gets it back over to Lewis. Now over to Kennard. Kosmicki with possession back over to Kennard. Johnson to her left. Boylman to her right. Gives it over to Marley Johnson. She's just going to take the deep three. This one's going to be aired out and out of bounds. Just under 22 seconds left. Linn-Benton going to be looking to make this the final possession of the quarter. Kathleen Hale inbounds it to Jones Hoisington. Now to Sabrina Albee. Quickly back over to Walters. Not going to take the three. A dangerous pass will still find Kathleen Hale. And now you can see once again the Roadrunners trying to stall out the rest of this clock. Sabrina Albee goes towards the basket, and it will be a charging call. An offensive foul. You'd see she jumped straight into a Mount Hood player. And that puts it 6.7 seconds exactly. Linn-Benton need to defend one more possession. Mount Hood going to be looking to get at least a couple more points here. Inbound pass to Kennard. Running out of time, running out of space. She's going to just have to take a desperate three. It's up, and it will be aired out. Third quarter comes to a close. That being said, what a third quarter it was. We saw a big comeback quarter for Mount Hood. The quarter score, 14-8. Mount Hood led Linn-Benton, earned back 6 points to make it a 5-point gap here. Either way, a very, very competitive quarter. We are going to head down to our sideline reporter, Izzy. Tell us what you saw.
Well, guys, what a second half that was. We saw great defense on both sides of the court, both teams battling it out for each shot. The Mount Hood Saints, I mean, they came back at one point. Marley Johnson got a three-pointer, which put them within one of the Roadrunners. But the Roadrunners fought back and have regained a lead, but it's only 5 now, so it will make for a very interesting fourth quarter. A lot of interest in basketball to come, and it's interesting to see what's going to happen. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Izzy. We are very, very excited. Of course, we have the fourth and final quarter upcoming. I mean, we saw a lot happen that quarter. Ben, can you break it down for us?
Yeah, both teams are fighting strong. We saw a lot of fouls, though, and that's something that's going to be crucial in this fourth quarter, especially as it comes down to the last seconds. Linn-Benton was able to get a good amount of points from the stripe, and Mount Hood needs to make sure that they don't send them as much and that they get clean stops for this. Overall, they just need to keep up the intensity and ball movement when they have the ball, though.
We'll see what happens as play resumes here in the fourth quarter. Jones-Hoisington immediately over to Brooklyn Hankwich. She's going to turn and take a quick two. Kathleen Hale, an offensive rebound, puts it over the glass, but it pops off the rim and out. A great look there for Linn-Benton, just not able to secure the bucket. Mount Hood going to be able to gather possession back once again. Still 5 points separating the two teams. Mount Hood have been clawing their way back into this game. At one point, they were down 11. Now they're here back within 5, looking to make it less here. Pass over to Hoyleman. Back over. Hoyleman taking it once again. Snap pass. Now Hoyleman once again trying to find her way through. This is it back out. A quick three being put up and in. Mackenzie Kosmicki, the 5'9" freshman guard, sinking a crucial three there. And now Mount Hood is back within 2 points. Another two. This one being put up by Kathleen Hale, able to work her way to the basket. It will separate the two teams by 2 possessions now. Kosmicki back over to Hoyleman. Now some movement once again. Johnson in the corner, doesn't take the three. Kosmicki snaps it back over to Lewis. Now over to Kennard. Kosmicki out to Hoyleman, taking the drive. Shot clock winding down. 5 seconds. Hoyleman spin move, puts it off the glass and in. Mount Hood down 2 once again, but bringing themselves back. A crucial possession here for Linn-Benton. They need to put up some points.
Absolutely. And Mount Hood needs to get a stop if they want to keep the momentum going.
And now we see another opportunity just missed by Kathleen Hale. But it does look like a violation is going to be called, and ball will go right back to Linn-Benton on the baseline as we see a substitution come in. Brianna Lewis going to get a bit of a rest as Sydney Knutson comes back in for the Saints. Jones-Hoisington inbounds it straight to Kathleen Hale, gives it over to Brooklyn Hankwich, tries to set it off the glass. Jaden Ray going to be able to force a jump ball, but regardless, ball will go right back to Mount Hood. 2 minutes already gone here in the fourth quarter. Mount Hood with a chance to tie or take the lead on this position as Journey Kennard takes down the court. It will be back over to Marley Johnson in the corner, back up to Kennard. Kosmicki to the left side. It's going to be a three-point attempt. Skips off the front of the rim, put immediately back up by Knutson. Off the rim once again, Knutson out with the pass. Now Johnson, now Kosmicki, a three, looking for the bank. It will just be a little bit short.
Some great ball movement right there around the arc. Getting a couple really good looks. They got to make them count, though, and Linn-Benton was really showing their defensive skill, covering those movements as quickly as Mount Hood is moving the ball.
And it seems to be we're seeing a little bit of panic on the side of Linn-Benton. We saw a three-point attempt from Jaden Ray aired way out, and it will bring in Lainey Snelling to replace Muriel Jones-Hoisington at point. Now Hoyleman pressuring early, trying to find a way past Snelling. Spin move to the right. Not able to come away with it. Kathleen Hale picks up her 12th rebound. Snelling back over to Ray. Snelling now over to Brooklyn Walters down low to Brooklyn Hankwitz. Snelling fakes the three, gets herself into the paint, gets blocked by Marley Johnson. One dribble taken by Kathleen Hale. Ball moving from beyond the arc, but Jane Ray not able to hold on to it. Will be Hoyleman. Comes away with it. Trying to set back up on the offensive side. Three-point attempt from the corner, not being put away. Rebound right back to Linn-Benton. A very, very tense fourth and final quarter. Brooklyn Hankwitz, she's going to take a three. This one sent over the rim. It will be Kylie Hoyleman able to come away with the rebound again. Just testing it. Lainey Snelling from beyond the arc stops the dribble. Gives it back over to Kosmicki. She stops her dribble. She looks for a quick two, blocked by Brooklyn Hankwitz. An interesting choice there by Mackenzie Kosmicki. Now Jaden Wright bounce pass to Brooklyn Hankwitz off the glass. She finds two. Her fourth point of the game. And now Mount Hood looking to respond immediately. Hoyleman, a fadeaway will draw a shooting foul. But the Roadrunners did well being able to suppress that counterattack as much as they could. And that will bring in two substitutions here. Madison Dukiewicz and Sabrina Albee coming in. It will be Brooklyn Hankwitz and Jaden Ray getting some rest here. First free throw is up and good from Kylie Hoyleman. She's 3 for 15 on her field goals. And now 2 for 5 for her free throws. Some very crucial free throws knocked down there. We know Mount Hood isn't the best free throw shooting team in the conference, but some crucial ones being knocked down there. Linn-Benton going to be forced to respond. Madison Dukiewicz running out of space. She's going to take a quick two. This one off the back iron will be picked up by Brooklyn Walters. Back out to Dukiewicz. Now to Lainey Snelling, resetting the offense. Walters, big pass over to Sabrina Albee. Madison Dukiewicz at the top of the key. Back over. Shots taken by Brooklyn Walters. Just hits the front of the rim. Sets down. Hoyleman comes away with the rebound again. Marley Johnson to her right. Sydney Knudsen now to her left. More rotation from Journey Kennard. This one back away. Has the dribble. Puts it up on the fadeaway off the front of the rim. Picked up by Lainey Snelling, getting pressured quickly. Brooklyn Walters there. Back over to Snelling. Now to Sabrina Albee. Trying to set this offense in. Now Lainey Snelling. Dukiewicz once again to Snelling. Kathleen Hale. Now Sabrina Albee running out of time on the shot clock. Just tries to put up the layup. It will fall off the rim and away, but once again, Mount Hood coming away with the rebound. Marley Johnson. Back over to Hoyleman. Back to Marley Johnson. Quick give and go. Hoyleman once again with possession. She's going to step up, take a three. This one off the left side of the rim. Kathleen Hale. Big rebound there. Her 16th of the afternoon. And now a quick steal comes in from Hoyleman. She's got Knudsen to her left. She's just going to try and put it up by herself off the hand of Walters. But Mount Hood able to regain possession. Now Journey Kennard resetting things here. Looks to approach Lainey Snelling, drives to the right side, and this one will just be floated out of bounds, and it looks like could have been a block as it falls out of bounds. Now seeing some substitutions lining up. So we did see play stop there. Journey Kennard did seem to fall to her knees after that play. That being said, break will be called. But, I mean, Ben, we have seen a very, very busy fourth quarter here. I mean, it has been an absolute battle, once again, of the defense. This is looking very similar to quarter two.
Very much. There's the same defensive intensity on both sides. They both want it, and they both need it, and they are both pushing so hard to get stops and to get points. And because of that, they aren't getting a lot of points on the board because of the other team's intensity.
I mean, we've just seen Mount Hood. They've really stepped up their defense and have really just been more efficient. They've been forcing a lot of turnovers as well. I mean, coming into this second half, they were down quite a bit. I believe they were down by 11 at the end of the first half. Immediately responded by putting up 14 to 8 points in the third quarter, and now leading the fourth quarter 7-4 in points. They're going to be looking to tack on more here. 3:35 to go here in the fourth and final quarter. Mount Hood, as I mentioned, they've been clawing their way back into this game. You can tell they won it, and what a huge win for them it would be.
Yes. And they're going to have, both teams are going to have to control their turnovers. Both teams have gotten a lot of turnovers in the last few minutes. And it's going to be essential in the last 3.5 minutes here to make sure that they don't get too many more of those.
The desperate three being put up by Mount Hood will be off the back iron. Rebound picked up by Linn-Benton. Sabrina Albany with possession once again, running out of space. She's going to be able to find a little bit of lane, puts it up with the right hand. It falls off the rim. Madison Dukiewicz tries to come away with it. And it looks like being held. It looks like a push foul will be called. I believe it could have been on Dukiewicz. That will bring back in Brooklyn Hankwitz. Going to be looking for more here. Of course, Jones Hoisington now back in as well. Guarding Marley Johnson now. We'll switch off Marley Johnson. Trying to pressure down the left side. Fires a pass right back over to Brianna Lewis. Trying to find a way past Sabrina Albany. Puts it up with the right hand. It flows in. And Ben, we got a tie game.
First time this game that Mount Hood and Linn-Benton have had the same score.
And now we're seeing a bit of contact as that one falls out of bounds. No fouls being called. It looks like it will just end up being right back to Linn-Benton as we are seeing Brianna Lewis come back out. Journey Kennard back in for the Saints. Down low pass, and it looks like a whistle called immediately. And I believe that will end up being a foul on Sydney Knutson. 2:45 to go here in this game. Linn-Benton trying to regain a lead here. Pass back out to Jones Hoisington. She's going to look for a drive to that right side, being guarded close by Marley Johnson. It will end up being somewhat of a pass to Kathleen Hale, who was able to put the two up and in. Once again, 2.5 minutes to go. Linn-Benton gather themselves a lead once again. Mount Hood looking to take it right back. Pass to Haley Meek. Now trying to find it down low. It's Patterson, a quick move. It skips off the back of the rim, falls through once again. 38-38, Mount Hood keeps sticking around. Jones Hoisington, once again, possession from the top of the yard, gives it over to Sabrina Albany, down low to Hankwitz, now to Kathleen Hale. Some good ball movement from the Roadrunners. They earn themselves another two.
It's impressive, the movement that they get to Kathleen Hale. Her impact in the game in the last few minutes has been huge. Some offensive rebounds, some points under the basket. They really need to keep giving the ball to her.
And Kathleen Hale looking to earn herself a double-double here, but a massive shot being put up. It was just 2 points from Marley Johnson, but that ties it up once again. Once again, Mount Hood pressuring, and that will force a timeout out of head coach Jared Gibson on the Roadrunners. I mean, he's got to be a little shaken at this point. We saw Linn-Benton have an 11-point lead, and now for every point the Roadrunners are able to put up, the Saints are right there with them.
Right there. It's going back and forth, especially for a quarter where it got off to a really slow start. The last 3 minutes have gone, the points on both sides have just been going up and up and up, and the intensity of the game has been there. The defensive positioning of everyone on both sides has dropped a little bit, but it hasn't gone away completely. The offensive looks have just gotten really good, and Mount Hood has gotten some really clean shots. Linn-Benton has gotten some really good drives, some offensive rebounds by Kathleen Hale. It's going to be a close last minute and a half.
Yeah, I mean, it really is anyone's to take here. We've seen players step up from Mount Hood. We've seen Marley Johnson. She was doing good with rebounds. Now she's put up a lot of points. Mackenzie Kosmicki, she's been adding on a lot as well. Kylie Hoyleman, she's been starting to sink those field goals down low. But, I mean, Kathleen Hale still leading the Roadrunners. 17 rebounds points, hitting that double-double. But, of course, we'll see if it will turn out still in victory for Linn-Benton. It will be their ball right back. 90 seconds on the clock. Be looking to take it. Jones-Hoisington sends it over to Walters. Has to stop her dribble. Just back out to Jones-Hoisington. Three-point attempt fake. Now it will be a quick shot by Sabrina Albee. She adds on 2 more. She's 3 for 10 for field goals. Now Mount Hood looking to respond. You can see them playing a little bit slower, setting up that offense, working methodically. Pass back over to Journey Kennard. A spin move to the right side. Tries to put it up, not able to. Jones-Hoisington comes away with the rebound. Immediately transition to Brooklyn Walters. Will reset. Not trying to speed up too much. Of course, Linn-Benton just want to stay under control now. Kathleen Hill doesn't really know where to go. Gives it back to Jones-Hoisington. Now to Albee. Back over to Hankwitz. Snaps it over to Walters. Jones-Hoisington once again with possession. Shot clock winding down, but Jones-Hoisington loses control. And it will be a turnover back to Mount Hood. Another timeout being called, this time on the side of the Saints. I mean, just trying to get that possession and lock it down. It all comes down to this, Ben. 37 seconds. 2 points is all it takes for Mount Hood to get right back in it.
If they get a 3-point, that could be the game. They needed that stop. They got the stop. They were very aggressive on the defense. Now they just need to get the offensive points. Their coach is definitely going to be setting up a good play for them here. Linn-Benton is also going to be setting up some solid defense here. That's one of their specialties, defense, and they are going to need it because they need to get a stop. If they get a stop and then are able to score again, that's the game. Mount Hood needs to score on this possession, though. Otherwise, they may not get a chance for the rest of the game.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see who tries to kind of fight for that final possession because that is the one that's going to matter the most. But we'll see. It doesn't look like Linn-Benton are going to do a full press. But it will be ball back to Mount Hood. See them guarding at each corner of the key. Once again, seeing some movement coming out for the Saints. Inbound pass will go to Knudsen. Back over to Kosmicki. Snaps it over to Marley Johnson. Back to Kosmicki. Back to Johnson. Trying to work their way through. Looking for some movement down low. It will be Knudsen who steps up, and another timeout being called by Mount Hood. I mean, you have them here. You might as well use them. And we saw that offensive play being blocked out pretty quickly by Linn-Benton. I mean, we saw 2 players at each point of the corner really trying to disperse, find their way through. But, I mean, that's where we saw that Linn-Benton defense really thrive. They shut that play down quick.
Yeah. Linn-Benton was shutting everything down. Mount Hood needed a chance to regroup, and they've got the 20 seconds left in the game, 14 on the shot clock. There's not a lot of time left. They have to make something happen. They don't have enough time to take another step back and regroup. They have to make the play count, either drive in or have a good look at a 3.
Yeah, my bet here is they're either going to be playing for that safe 3-pointer or they're just going to try and move as quickly as they can and then force a turnover. But we will see. It does come down to the coaches of Mount Hood, head coach Alex Brown. Now Marley Johnson, it looked like she wanted the 3, but now it's going to be taken by Knudsen off the left side of the rim. And it will be a timeout immediately being called by Jared Gibson. I mean, that was a huge rebound coming out. And now Linn-Benton has possession, less than 11 seconds on the clock. And now all they have to do is hold on to it.
Yeah, and make sure that they don't turn it over. There's been a few times that the Roadrunners have had the ball in these situations and they've turned it over in this game. And there's 10 seconds left. You can't afford to make any mistakes. They have to hold on to the ball and put up a shot at the last second or run the game out. They can't afford to give the ball to Mount Hood. They have to get the ball in and hold it. And that's that.
I mean, we will see what they choose to do. Linn-Benton are going to have to inbound it from the sideline, and you can immediately see this 4-person straight line formation. Mount Hood going to be looking to counter it. Each player going to be trying to hold on to another. Sabrina Albee to inbound it for the Roadrunners. Movement from behind, a split comes through. And now this pass will be over to Hankwitz, just trying to hold on to it. Gives it over to Sienna Hartle. And now a foul, of course, being caused. Trying to once again reset things. That foul was necessary for Mount Hood. They're going to be looking to force a steal off the inbound pass and really work themselves from there. But I think they only have one more shot at it. Albee sending it in once again, looking for an opportunity. Sienna Hartle is to her right. Once again, dishes it up high. The turnover is found, but a foul looks like it is going to be called. Excuse me, I believe it actually was a timeout. And that is exactly what Mount Hood needed. They forced a turnover off the inbound pass. 4.9 seconds on the clock. And they just need a quick inbound play, and they could make this game theirs.
Absolutely. This is what we've been talking about for the last 30 seconds of the game. It all comes down to one shot at the right time. They had a chance. They weren't able to make it. Now they've got another chance. This is what counts.
I mean, it looks like the best three-point shooter they have is Kylie Hoyleman, who is at least active here today. So best bet, they might be looking to get the ball to her immediately and try and put that three away, because you need to sink something if you're trying to bring it into overtime or you're trying to win it. We'll see what they go for. Could be looking for that high percentage shot, really trying to get it down low, close to the paint as quick as they can. Or they could be looking for that high risk, high reward one shot to make the game or break it.
I would say Mount Hood has the momentum now. They're probably going to go for the 2 and send it to overtime. That would be the better look. Their 3-point percentage has been really not great tonight. But we'll see if they take that chance.
Doesn't look like they have Hoyleman in. And I believe they are shooting 11% from beyond the arc. We'll see what they go for. Is Journey Kennard to inbound it. It looks like it's tapped away, and that will mean the game. That was a huge inbound mistake, a very risky pass coming out from Journey Kennard. 1.2 seconds remain on the clock. We see a substitution, Kathleen Hale being swapped out. Brooklyn Hankwitz comes in. Now we're seeing Sienna Hartle and Ruby Krebs come in for Jaden Ray and Brooklyn Walters. And now one successful inbound pass. Looks like that might be all we need. And this game might close itself up. And it looks like we are going to have a final timeout being called by head coach Jared Gibson on the side of the Roadrunners. But that last turnover being forced by Linn-Benton was absolutely huge.
Absolutely. The Roadrunners needed that stop. They needed that turnover. And they've got the defensive skill and intensity that they've been putting out this entire game. They just need to hang on to it for this last second and get it in and make sure that Mount Hood doesn't get a hand on it, because there isn't enough time. 1.2 seconds is a lot longer than you would think. 1.2 seconds left in the game. We'll see what happens.
I mean, all Linn-Benton need to do is inbound one pass and keep that ball safe. We'll see if they can do it here. Mount Hood already back on the court, ready to set up a formation to force another turnover. They're most likely going to be looking for a quick steal, and then I think they're going to just toss up a shot and pray. Ben, I think that's the only shot they have here. It is going to be Sabrina Albee inbounding it for the Roadrunners. That same 4-person formation. You see Sienna Hartle wrap around the back, looking for an opportunity. It's inbounded to Sienna Hartle. Players fall, but Linn-Benton hold on. 42-40. They are able to come out victorious.
And in this game, we've seen a lot of intensity, a lot of defensive skill on both ends of the floor. And Mount Hood making a last-minute run to bring it close. Not able to close it, but the Roadrunners come out victorious.
Yeah, it was a great attempt coming out from Mount Hood. They brought themselves all the way back, once again being down 11 at halftime, bringing themselves back. They tied it up even. They were point for point with Linn-Benton. They gave it their all. A very, very tough loss, but a great effort from the Saints. That being said, we are going to cut to a quick break. When we come back, we are going to have our sideline reporter, Izzy Taylor, interviewing some players. We'll be right back after that. Welcome back, everyone. We just finished up the Linn-Benton Roadrunners besting the Mount Hood Saints 42-40. It was an incredible game all around, don't you say, Ben?
Oh, definitely. A lot of interesting stuff going on in the game, and a lot of what we had talked about before the game that happened. Linn-Benton was really trying to control the game. They came out to a strong start, 19-9 after the first quarter, absolutely where they wanted to be. Then Mount Hood was able to muster up intensity and gain up a lot of ground in the third and fourth quarters, bringing it to multiple ties and making it a very close game.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch, but we are going to head down to our sideline reporter, Izzy Taylor, with an interview with Muriel Jones-Hoisington.
Hi guys, I'm here with Muriel Jones-Hoisington. Congratulations on such a great game today. Wow, that really went down to the nails. How does it feel to have your 17th win of the season?
It honestly feels great. We have a good team this year, and it's just like moving along, and it's been going good.
Yeah, and defense was clearly a big point of today's game. Your teammate Kathleen Hale had 17 rebounds, and you had 8 rebounds yourself. And Kathleen also scored herself a double-double for today's game. How is the defense training been going? What is leading to this strong defense?
Well, every day in practice, we try to work hard on our defense because that's the main component to keep us in these games against like stronger teams and any team in general. And so every day we just kind of drill with our philosophy of like just being putting pressure on the team or the defense, and just playing hard and having fun.
Yeah, and the Mount Hood team really came back there after the first half. What was that like as a player? How did the game plan have to change to take on Mount Hood and regain that lead and ultimately come away with a win?
We just had to get more confidence in ourselves and like slow down. We were kind of rushing ourselves, but overall, just like trusting each other and just letting plays play through.
Yeah, and your teammates originally talked about, earlier today, they talked about the closeness of this team and your coach as well. How do you think that's helped you in moments like that when the team comes back and things aren't looking great? How does that closeness and bond of the team help you then get through ultimately?
It helps us like trusting each other, especially like you have to have a lot of trust in basketball. You can't just be thinking it's a one-person team when it's all of us, 5 people in this whole team, or 5 people on the court, 5 people off. It's just all of us are in it together.
Well, congratulations on a great win today for the whole team and yourself. Looking forward to seeing how the rest of the season goes to you. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Izzy, and thank you, Muriel. You've been watching Roadrunner basketball on KBVR TV. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time.